All the characters of this nature is maintained, nourished, looked after, controlled absolutely at the right time, at the right seasons. That's why in Sanskrit this is called as Rutam Bhara Pragya. Rutu means seasons, and the one which looks after the seasons, that knowledge which is enlightened. Simple definition. But still, it doesn't explain, because it is so complicated for a human brain that they cannot understand how it works. Now, all the miracles you have described, I have seen. I mean, there are so many still to be recorded. It's just a play of this power which thinks, understands, cooperates, coordinates and loves, and looks after you, is at your disposal. At your disposal. Wherever you go, the connection is maintained. It's like a governor traveling, you see the security travels with him. So they are all around. Not only with me, but with you also. You are already booked there. And they know you are the one they have to look after. They won't look after anybody else. They won't do anything for anybody else, but for you people. Now try to understand the self-esteem part. You are Sahajogis means you are such special people that this divine power, wherever you may be, whether you are sleeping, you are walking, or you are sitting under the tree, or in your house, wherever you are, that connection is maintained. Like a talkie-walk you can call it at the most. But you don't have to talk, you don't have to say anything, you don't have to command, you don't have to request, nothing. It is at your disposal. Because already you are one of the governors in the realm of God. So all the protocol that is yours. Anybody who tries to insult your trouble here has to pay for that kind of an action. So you should never worry. You should never think of those things on the mundane level. On the contrary, I would say better forgive, because God knows what will happen to that person who misbehaves. It is not only compassion, also it is wrathful. It is wrathful. You are special people. Only thing, you have to have your self-esteem, and you must try to maintain your balance. Once you come in balance, the job of a guru is to give balance to others. It balances everything. It will balance the nature, climate, atmosphere, society, human beings. It is there to balance you. And that balance comes from the Guru principle which balances you. If you have Guru principle in you, you get into balance automatically. Automatically you become a balanced personality. Nobody has to tell you now you balance. You are balanced. So now, how do we develop that balance? Of course, in the ancient times, they had very severe methods. It is not to eat much, to starve yourself and go to Himalayas, stand on your heads and do all kinds of things. this will bring great imbalance. If you become an austere personality, it will make you such a dry person that nobody would like to stand near you. I mean, you'll be burning, absolutely. So the ascetic ideas, I don't know from where it has come, whatever it has come. Maybe because they wanted people to pay more attention to their spirit. But a guru is not ascetic by nature. But he is so detached that he is ascetic. He may be the king, or he may be a beggar, or he may be a big personality somewhere, or he may be just an ordinary person. If he is a guru, then in every state he is in complete balance. Nothing can disturb him. Supposing you put a crown on his head, so what? Whether it is a cardboard crown, silver or gold or diamonds or anything, it can never impress him and he can never go into imbalances. Food, for example. Food is one of the weak points, I think. A guru who might eat quite a lot, may not eat at all, may like something to eat, something not to eat, whatever it is. But nothing can dominate this guru. So the symptom is that you are in balance and you cannot be dominated by food or by power or by wealth or money or anything. Nothing can dominate you. You are above all these things. And once you know that you are above these things, then you are not afraid. No more you are afraid. Fearlessness comes into you. Become absolutely fearless. Nothing can put you into imbalance. Nothing can dominate you. Nothing can weaken you. Nothing can make you an addict. Nothing is tempting. There's nothing like temptation left anymore. When you reach that state, beyond temptation, beyond any greed, beyond any lust, then there is no problem. Nothing can really bring you down. You may wear a ordinary tulsi garland, or you may wear pearls or diamonds or anything. That doesn't touch you. But you don't run away from anything. Because when you run away from something, you become an ascetic artificially. Asceticism is within yourself, innate. So nothing can hamper you. Nothing can matter.